The Belltown Antique Car Club's 58th annual Vintage Motorcar Meet with Dick Shappy Classic Cars and Motorcycles. The Belltown Antique Car Club held its 58th Vintage Motorcar Meet this summer, Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, at the Haddam Neck Fairgrounds in Haddam, Connecticut. It was a beautiful sunny day filled with even more beautiful automobiles. The Belltown Antique Car Club was founded in 1968 to bring together vintage auto enthusiasts to share technical knowledge, show their vehicles, and advance the hobby. They embrace new members who share the same passion, and membership is open to anyone who owns, restores, or simply loves antique cars. Aside from their annual vintage car meet, they often gather to appreciate other antique automobiles. From tractors to engines, the 58th Vintage Motorcar Meet was a celebration of stock, unmodified antique cars and trucks, both domestic and imported, 40 years old or older. Cadillac and LaSalle vehicles were the featured mark, and the New England region Cadillac LaSalle Club turned up in force. Vendors offered their treasures in the flea market, the Masonic Lodge of East Hampton served hot dogs and hamburgers, and hard-working volunteers created a welcoming atmosphere. Rows of antique and vintage automobiles shone in the sun, discussed lovingly by their owners and admired by enthusiasts and families alike. 18 show classes were awarded, including full classics from 1915 to 1948, Ford Model A's from 1928 to 1931, early cars up to 1931, cars 1931 to 1948, 1949 to 1956, 1957 to 1962, 1963 to 1966, 1967 to 1968, 1969 to 1970, and 1971 to 1985. Sports cars from 1946 to 1964 and from 1965 to 1985, trucks earlier than 1954, from 1955 to 1970 and 1971 to 1985, as well as heavy trucks, including fire and military, 2 tons or heavier. The final class was the featured mark, Cadillac and LaSalle. Cadillac has a long and storied history. In 1902, Henry Ford left the Henry Ford Company with several of his key partners, and with Henry M. Leland of Leland and Falconer Manufacturing Company, they began manufacturing automobiles with Leland's single-cylinder engine. They named this venture Cadillac Automobile Company after the French explorer who founded Detroit in 1701, Antoine Laumet de la Mothe, Sieur de Cadillac, and based the logo on his coat of arms. This made Cadillac among the first automotive brands in the world, and they immediately began producing 10-horsepower, horseless carriages called runabouts and tonneaus that were almost identical to the Ford Model A. Because of their precision manufacturing and reliability, they quickly accumulated orders and in 1905 merged with Leland into the Cadillac Motor Company. By 1906, they were the first volume manufacturer of a fully enclosed car and took international notice as the awards for interchangeability and reliability began to pile up. It's no wonder that General Motors took notice of America's premier luxury car maker and purchased it in 1909. Together, they founded the mass production of automobiles and many innovations, including the first full electrical systems, Synarco mesh manual transmission, the first mass-produced automatic transmission, steel roofs, dual-plane crankshafts, and shatter-resistant glass. Of the 3 engines they developed, the V8 set the standard. They would go on to make more than large luxury vehicles, producing limousines, military vehicles, ambulances, and even hearses. In the midst of the Great Depression, they introduced the iconic V-16 engine, and sales bounced back and then some by 1940. To this day, Cadillac automobiles remain a global symbol of luxury, with the brand at the pinnacle of GM's 2.7 million vehicles sold in 2024. Dick Shappy and his team from Dick Shappy Classic Cars brought his rare 1932 Cadillac V-16 Model 452B Imperial Cabriolet Madame X with a 5155C body by Fleetwood. Fleetwood Metal Body was a renowned luxury automobile coach builder founded in 1909 in Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, known for high-quality, custom-bodied vehicles for major manufacturers like Packard, Lincoln, and Duesenberg. Only a total of 300 V-16 Cadillac cars were built in 1932, making this Imperial Cabriolet Madame X a very rare car. It is the only 1932 V16 with a collapsible rear quarter that is known to exist today. The automobile was originally owned by the Bloch family from Indianapolis and was housed at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum for many years before entering the care of Dick Shappy. The engine, sporting number 40110, is a 452 cubic inch overhead valve V16 equipped with a Detroit Lubricator carburetor and a 3-speed manual gearbox transmission. The brakes are 4-wheel, vacuum-assisted, with a braking horsepower of 165 at 3,400 revolutions per minute. The suspension consists of semi-elliptical leaf springs, and overall, the vehicle is in superb condition. It has even been displayed at the prestigious Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. The Belltown Brass Bell trophies have always been a coveted prize, and Dick Shappy was pleased to go home with one for his 1932 Cadillac V-16 Imperial Cabriolet Madame X. They are manufactured in East Hampton by Bevan Bells, a 6th-generation company founded in 1832. Brothers William, Chauncey, and Abner Bevan founded the company, which remains a family-owned and operated business. They have many claims to fame, including producing the bell in the classic holiday film, It's a Wonderful Life, that rings on the Christmas tree when Clarence the Angel gets his wings. They produce many of the bells for the Salvation Army's iconic holiday kettles. Bevan bells have rung at major sporting events, such as prize fights featuring Muhammad Ali, and are used to cheer on athletes. The company makes a variety of bells, including sleigh bells, cowbells, ship's bells, trail bells, tea bells, and custom bells for various occasions, such as the Belltown Antique Car Club's Vintage Motorcar Meet. In 2012, fire destroyed the factory, but with the support of the community, the company was able to rebuild. East Hampton, Connecticut, once had many bell manufacturers, but despite only Bevan remaining, the town still embraces the nickname Belltown. Bevan now claims to be the last remaining American bell maker, making the Belltown Brass Bell trophies all that much more coveted.